Hi everyone, Jaffe here, and welcome back to Around the World in Many Days. Today's episode is number 50 and it's titled Orange on Turquoise. That's right, 50 puzzles already in this series. It's a golden jubilee, if you will. Hooray us. Anyway, let's look at what Gladys writes just this time. Dear Puzzling, this is a beaches puzzle, or tricolour aquariums if you prefer. Let me just show you the grid here. So we have some shaded borders in the grid and then some coloured numbers around it. Shade some cells in the grid in red and blue. In every box marked with shade borders, any white cells are above all blue cells, and any blue cells are above all red cells. You can think of red as sand, blue as water, and white as air. Colored numbers around the grid indicate the number of cells on that row or column with that color. And then we need to do something once we've finished that one. Use the finished grid to find the name of my destination. I will not tell you how to fully interpret the grid, but will say that with some simplification, Afghanistan would be the letter A, France the letter L, the European Union the letter N, Peru the letter U, Mongolia the letter X, and China a white space character. So unbelievably, we're going to need some geographical knowledge. Who would have thought? Let's see, but we'll figure that out once we have a finished grid here. And then the destination we're looking for. Today I have visited a beautiful beach where orange-colored rocks rim the turquoise waters. Can you guess where I am? Love, Gladys. Okay, so let's open up the editable grid and just see that we all understand the rules. So in normal aquariums, there are two colors. There's blue and there's white. So these boxes, you can think of them as aquariums. So they can be fully water. That could be the water level, or it could be fully white. But it couldn't be something like this because the water level has to be horizontal, right? So all blue cells have to be below the white cells. Now here we have an extra color, so it's red first. So red is at the bottom if there is any red, and then blue is at the top, and blue is in the middle, and then if there's white, white is at the top. So that is how this three-colored aquariums works. So that would be a valid aquarium as with that's three colors, or it could just be fully red, or like any combination really. And these numbers indicate the number of that color. So this 3 would indicate that there are 3 red cells in this column. It doesn't have to be all together. They could be something like this. But in total 3, and we don't know how many whites and how many blues. Okay, so I think that's all our rules that we need. Let's start thinking about how to approach this. Now, as always, we're going to be looking at very high and very low numbers. Those are going to be most useful, and like in just two-color aquariums, something like this one would immediately be useful because we know that these can't both be, well, these are either both not blue or blue, right? So they can't be blue, so we could already mark them as white. By the way, I'm as always using this light green. I hope that's distinct enough. I'm not colorblind. I don't know whether this is fine, but I assume it is. And please do tell me in the comments if you have trouble seeing the difference, so that I know. But what I was saying is this could never be two blues. So if we just had blue, we could mark those as white, and then one of these would be the blue that we need. But here it's a bit trickier because these could be white or red. So probably best start with places where we have two clues. For example, this 5 and this 1. So these both point at the same row here. And same is true of this 3 and this 1, and this 1 and this 2. Now, which of those is going to be the most useful? This 4 and this 1, by the way, as well. So the most useful is going to be this 1 and 5. And the reason is the grid is 6 by 6. So we have only 6 cells in the row, and we have 1 blue and 4 and 5 whites in this one. So that means there's not going to be any reds in this one. So this is fully just these two colors. And based on the logic before, we can then say that, okay, these can't be both blue, and we know there are no reds here, so these are white. And we know these can't be both blue, and there's no red in this row, so these must be both white. So that's already 4 out of the 5 whites, and now either this is white or this is white. We have 2 options there. And since we have now some cells here, we could look at these crossing numbers. Now, none of these are all middling numbers. 2, even 3 isn't that restricted. Do we have something else that we should look at first? Maybe this. We'll come back to these columns once we have some more information. But let's look at this 3 and this 1. So we know the composition of that column. We know that's 3 whites, 1 blue, and then there's 2 remaining. Out of the 6 cells, there's 2 remaining, so 2 reds. Now, where will the 3 whites then be? Remember, they have to be the topmost cells. So, for example, this bottommost cell of these 4 can never be white, right? Because then these would all have to be white, and that's too many whites. That's 4. So we can rule out this. Now, these could all 3 be white. That's true. But if we try to leave all these out, we're only left with 2 whites. If we make both of these white, we still have to put 1 white in this group of 4. So regardless of whether these are white or not, this topmost one does have to be white, because obviously we can't put it in the middle, because it has to be the topmost group of colors. So this is going to be white, and then the 2 remaining ones we don't know. It could be 1 and 1, or 2 in either of these boxes. But this white helps us now with this 1, because now we know neither of these in this column, that's the only white we have. So that is going to be useful. Now I want to mark that somehow, that these are not white, and maybe we use a gray color. Yeah, maybe this sort of middling gray is clear enough that these are, they're blue or red. We don't know which, but we know that they're not white. So these aren't white, this isn't white, and these aren't white. And since they can't be white under a red or a blue, we can mark all of these cells as gray as well. And now what does that mean then? Well, immediately we see in this row that there's only one place for this single white to be, and that is here. So we can mark that as done. And since we now have a second white here, now we can't mark this cell as white, because that would force this one to be white as well. So this is not white, and we know it's not blue because this is 0. So this, the only option for this one is red. Now let's remind ourselves of the colors. So red is the bottommost one. That is the sand that is below the ocean there. So these are all red because the surface of the sand must be horizontal, right? And all of the bottom ones must be red as well, because you can't have water below these reds. Can't have blues below this red. So these are all red. And now we have this one white is accounted for. That's that cell here. We need 4 reds here. Now, can these 2 be something else than red? That would give us 2 blues here and only 1, 2, 3 reds. So obviously can't do that. So these are both red. Now that doesn't tell us anything about these. These could still be blue, because blue can be above red. Now, how about what else do we know about this row here? No, I'm going to look at columns. Sorry. This 3 now is somewhat restricting in that we have to have some, at least one of these grays has to be red. And the reason why it does have to be red, if these were not red, if this were any other color, we would have red, red, and red to make up the 3 reds. We only have 3 spaces remaining in the column. But now if this is red, that forces all of these to be red, and we have way too many reds. So that's illegal, which means that we have to have 1 red at least in this group of 3. And the bottommost therefore must be red, because the red is the heaviest one and it must be at the bottom. So this one, and therefore this one as well, because it's in the same box, must be red. Now, what about this cell? We have a white 3 in the column here. And if this cell is not white, then this cell is not white, and we only have 2 spaces for whites, because white can't be below a non-white cell. Is that racist? Anyway, so this has to be white in order to make up 3 whites. We don't know where the third one is. There's 1, and this is the second one, but we can have 1 here or 1 here. But the third one sort of has to be here, and that's our only white cell available for in this row. So this must be gray then. We don't know whether it's do we know whether it's blue or we know whether it's blue or red, because this column has 3 whites. Sorry, we don't know it. Sorry, miscalculation there. 3 whites, 1 blue, and therefore 2 reds. So we still have 1 red to go. This could be the red. Sorry, I thought we had 3, 1, 1, but that's only 5 by my math. So that's not it then. Okay, but now remember where we started, the top row here. We can't have a red here, because this top row is 1 blue and 5 white. So this is never red. So we have to have, out of these 5 cells, we have to have 3 red. So this can't be the red. This is never red, because that would force all of these to be red, and we have too many reds in the column. So where are the 3 reds? It's not there, it's not there. Out of these 4, we have 3 reds. So this one must be red. If this isn't red, this isn't red, and we only have 2 reds available. So that's red. That means that now we have 4 reds in the row here. So that must be blue then. Now blue is the least useful. Actually, in this case, it is useful, because we know this isn't white. So we know this must be blue, because it obviously can't be red above a blue. But blue is sort of, when you find a blue in the middle, it's sort of the least useful, because there are 2 options in both directions, right? But here we don't have options, because we already have the only white in this row. So this must be blue, and these could be now either way. What do we know about this column? This column needs 2 whites, and we only have 1 white. We know this isn't white, so the only available one is there, and therefore this one is white as well. Now, how about, do we know something about these blues? We do, yeah, because this can't be blue. This cell can't be blue because of this zero. So we kind of have to look at both the column and the row to see that. But this cell can't be blue. So that means to make up the 2 blues in the column, we have to use this gray, and we have to use this cell. That's the 2 blues we have. And now this one is either red or white. I really don't want to use another color to mark that. Maybe we'll just remember it. Okay, yeah, but now since we have a blue here, remember this blue forces a blue here, and now we can see where the third red goes. Obviously can't go at the top, because we can't, then we would need a fourth red in the middle. So this has to be red, because this, as before, this can't be red. It has to be either blue or white. So this is red. And now that's all our three reds. Now, unfortunately, we don't have another color, another number here telling us how many of what color we have. So we're going to have to use the rows here. What about, do we know something about the third white here? Yeah, we do, because if I'm looking correctly, I have a gray here, and that means that's a gray as well, right? Because you can't have whites below these other colors. So this is gray. That means for the third white to exist, that has to be here. And now we have 5 whites in the row. And that means this solitary blue has to be here. Now this cell, again, we have to look sort of in both directions. So this can't be red because of this 3. We already have 3 reds. And it can't be blue because of this 0. So this has to be empty. This has to be white then. And what about here? Here we need 1 red and 2 blues. 2 blues we already have, and this must be either blue or red. Well, it can't be a third blue, so this one is red. Doesn't tell us anything about this. This could still be either way. Could be blue or could be red. But this one tells, this number tells us. I was thinking we don't have enough information, but of course we do. This one isn't accounted for yet. We have 2 reds and 3 whites, and this obviously 3 whites is enough. This can't be white, therefore. But now we need 1 blue here in the column, and there's only one place for that. Now, can we finish off this column? Okay, we know we have all the blues we need, right? And oh, this could still be red, couldn't it? This could be red or white. How about this one? This row here has 2 wow, I'm forgetting the names of the colors. It's annoying. 2 blues. This one is blue, and this one is red. 1 red. 2 blues and 1 red. So we can't have any blues and reds here. So that's white. Therefore, that's the third white in the column. And here we need something that is not white. But it can't be blue either, so it must be red. And therefore, this is red as well. So that is our finished grid. It doesn't tell us we're correct because this site doesn't allow you to do that when you have these 3 colors. If you had just 2 colors, it would have been fine. Sorry, we're not done. I thought we were done, but sorry, yeah, we have these grays. We haven't. I thought I had gray. I had sort of color in every cell. I thought we were done, but obviously these grays are not disambiguated yet. So this 2 is 2 reds. So we need another red, and that's red, therefore, and that's red as well. So this is our red. This is our red. This is our grid filled, and now we can. I think I'll just remove this green because that's sort of just the real color should be white, right? So this is our grid that we need to interpret now. And to interpret this, we are going to need the instructions again. So how I'm going to do this? I'll try to make this fit somehow. Okay, we can see half of it, but the main point, I think, let's see. So this is 6 by 6 grid, and we need to find some name of a destination with beaches, right? So this is what we're looking for to interpret this. So with some simplification, Afghanistan would be the letter A, France would be the letter L, the European Union the letter N, and so forth. So we have countries, and this is multiple countries here, and they are associated with letters. And these are in alphabetical order: A, L, N, U, X. And then presumably at the end there's some kind of white space character. Now, what does that mean? How do you associate with this grid colors with these countries? Keeping in mind that the colors we have are white, red, and blue. How is France associated with white, red, and blue? Am I making it obvious enough? France's flag is white, red, and blue, right? The European Union's flag is blue and what is it? Blue and yellow, but it has tiny yellow stars. But the main part is fully blue, right? China's flag fully red, except for ornamentation, so to speak. It has stars on it. Afghanistan, the current flag of Afghanistan is on a white background, a black text on a white background, so fully white. And France obviously in 3 parts. Now we have 6x6 grid, so these could all be organized into. Better not color in anything now. These could be organized into these triplets, and those would then could then stand for, like, these 3 could be the China one, right? The fully red one. And do we have a tricolor? I think that's the wrong way around, but that could be like France if we had the colors reversed and things like that. So if we can make up the whole alphabet with these color triplets, then we could be looking at, and in fact are looking at, just interpreting these triplets as letters. Now let's look at how that interpreting would then go. Open the notepad here. So we would have, how do we mark this? White, 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 like that. And then that's Afghanistan now. So that would be A. Then we have France, which is blue, white, red, isn't it? So that's the letter L. And then the European Union would be blue, 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 B, B, B. So that would be the letter N. Then we have Peru. Now Peru's flag is red and then white and then a red again. So that's our letter U here. And then Mongolia's flag is red and then blue and then red. So a triplet of red, blue, red. And then we have China, which is red, 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 and that is white space. Let's just put an underscore there. Now, how do we fill this up so that we have every letter? Well, we can think of these as sort of numbers with just 0, 1, and 2. So if we put them, if they're in this order, no, A would be the first number, say 0, 0, 0, 0, or white, white, white would be 0, 0, 0. But I'm going to use these letters. So then if these are in order, then blue would be less than these R's. Like if R, this would be the 2, 2, 1, 2, or something like that. So so these in order there then would be white, white, blue would be something that would be B. White, white, red would be C. And then we would go into this 10th digit. So there would be white, blue, white. So this could be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 2, and then we go 0, 1, 0. That would be D, and then red in the middle would be E, and then, oh, sorry, that's wrong. So now we have 0, 1, 0. So now we have 0, 1, 1, obviously. E, 0, 1, 2. White, blue, and red would be F. And so forth. We can fill this rest in. White, red, white would be G. white, red, blue would be H, white, red, red would be I. So this is sort of like the number system in this is ternary, which just has 1, 2, and 0, 1, and 2. So slightly more complicated than binary, but only slightly, right? And we can just fill this in, and we should have just enough. In fact, we have 3 to the power of 3, which is 27. So that's 26 letters and this white space character. Surprise, surprise. So white, red, reds are now the highest digits. So now we increment the hundredths digit, which would be blue, white, white. That's J. Blue, white, blue would be K. Blue, white, red we have here. That's this one that we had already. And that's L, which confirms our sequence so far. And then we continue from here. So blue, blue, white would be M. Then we have blue, 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 again confirming this N. Then we have blue, blue, red would be O. Blue, red, white would be P. Blue, red, blue would be Q. Blue, red, red would be S. R. What am I talking about? Then we have a red. Red, white, white would be S. Red, white, blue would be T. And the next one is our U, so red, white, red, which is correct. So that again confirms that we're going in the right direction. We haven't made any mistakes. Red, blue, white is V. Red, blue, blue is W. Red, blue, red again X. And then we have only a couple more. So red, red, white is Y. Red, red, blue is Z, and then we have this white space character as red, red, red. So that gives us a full alphabet that we can use. And now we can just look at what word or words would come from this grid here. Now, how do I put them all on the same page? Okay, so let's see. So this first triplet here would be white, white, blue, and that would be letter B. I'll put it at the top because otherwise my face is in the way. B is this first triplet here, white, white, blue. Then we have white, 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 that's just A here at the top. Then here we have red, red, white, and that is at the very bottom here. Red, red, white is our Y. So BAY. Then this red, 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 that's our China, flag of China, so that's the white space character. Then we have this one is blue, blue, red, so that's O. Here we have white, blue, red. White, blue, red is, which one is it? It's this one, that's F. Then we have again 3 reds, that's again white space. And this is the same as before, so this was F and this is F as well, same colors. This is white, red, red, this triplet here, and that is I. Then we have blue, red, red, which is, do we see that? Blue, red, red here is R. And here we have white, blue, blue. Let's stop somewhere here, E. E, as you say. Then this is red, white, white. Red, white, white is S. And this does spell out something intelligible, so that is Bay of Fires spelled out in this grid. And all that's left is look up what a Bay of Fires is. So let's see, where do we have it? Bay of Fires, here it is a bay on the northern coast, northeastern coast of Tasmania in Australia. And we can see sort of beach with orange rocks and turquoise water, hence the name. We have actually a photo as well. So these kinds of rocks and this beautiful beach there. So that's where Gladys is this time. And that is the puzzle solved, let's look at where we are on the map. So last episode we were in New Zealand and the Remarkables, and now we have come all the way. Oh, what's wrong with my map? Here we are, all the way here to the coast of Tasmania, Australia. So that's our trip so far. 50 puzzles. How do we put it? 50 puzzles starting from there all the way to Australia now for the first time. So that is episode 50 for you. And episode 51 is going to be called, do I remember it for once? Wine Tasting Far From Home. And that's going to be, I think it's a crossword with like a maze element. So that's going to be going on next. And for this one, thanks for watching.